Good morning, Team Genesis. It is my pleasure to be here today and do our training. And be ready, it will be a packed training here today. The title for our today's training is Don't Tell, Teach, and Don't Manage, Lead Your Team to Success. As a 30-year veteran in our profession, let me take the next 30 minutes or so and put it into perspective for you, what it means and what you can expect. I will not give you a step-by-step outline that you can apply and that will help you enroll new associates with an order. Now, we have done that and been doing it for months. I will do something different. I will give you a few important tips and some helpful advice that I know and I believe from experience will help you succeed if you apply and follow it. Now, the first important lesson for our business to succeed in is, don't tell me, teach me. You may have heard of this. Tell me and I forget. Yes, that's very true. If you just tell people, tell me, they may forget most of what you said was in the first day, or they don't even listen or hear what you are saying. So that is not a good option for success in CTFO. The better option would be, teach me and I remember. This is the reason we are more a teacher than a salesperson or manager. In our profession, you teach your personally enrolled associates what you do and what you have done so far in your CTFO career. If you haven't done anything yet, there is nothing to teach. It's like a salesperson without a product to sell. They are literally out of business. If you don't know today how to start and what to do first, call your enroller or your upline support team and ask them. But hold on tight. I help you here today. So you know the first 3 simple steps to get you out of the gate with a bang. And here's step number 1. You all did it already. You enrolled your free website and set it up. That is great, guys. Step number 2. You have to place your first qualifying order, period, preferably on ordership. We all want a residual income for months to come, right? Then you must remember that to automate your business starts here. Don't even ask me how you can automate your business building efforts if you are not on ordership. However, the best chance for success is involve me, and I will learn and duplicate. And this is where step number 3 comes in place. Teach how to duplicate step 1 and step 2 by applying the CTFO business life cycle, meaning prospecting, inviting, following up, and educate your new associates and prospects. Let me be clear, folks. For most associates in our business, when building teams, it's about building relationships as well. And you only can do that by picking up the phone at one point or meeting people. Talk with your newly enrolled associate. Remember, associates are doing what you do and not what you tell them. It's just the way it is. Now, the second part of our training title is Don't Manage, Lead Your Team to Success. We know our business is about team building. And if you lead by example and you are always at one step ahead of your team members, you are leading. If you have placed your first order on ordership, you are leading. If you have placed an order, you are leading as well. If you have moved up in ranks and grow your team in sales volume, you are leading. If you are ready and do 3-way calls for your team, you are leading. If you proudly welcome your newly enrolled active associates or recognize your team members for a rank advancement, you are leading. Now, if you just tell your team what to do by phone or in an email, or you do just the minimum qualification to pick up a check and you watch your back office all day long, you are not leading. You're just managing. And if so, you must change your mindset, because we don't manage people, guys. We manage things. We manage progress. Our progress we are making or not making. We manage our goals we want to accomplish by a certain date. We manage our own activities in relation to our expectations. We never manage people. Keep this in mind. If you want to be financially successful in CTFO, you must have the right mindset, guys. Let's talk about that for a minute. A mindset refers to whether you believe qualities such as intelligence or talent are fixed or challengeable traits. Those of us with a growth mindset, on the other hand, believe that these abilities can be developed and strengthened by way of commitment and hard work. There are no shortcuts. Some of us mix up a mindset and attitude. So, what is the difference between mindset and attitude? Well, mindset is a collection of your thoughts, opinions, and beliefs that further shapes our attitude towards a particular thing or particular person or our business like CTFO. Attitude can be faked because it's more of an external thing, but mindset determines who you actually are. Have a positive mindset, and it will help you achieve greater heights in life and in your business. And it starts with the desire to invest in yourself. Now, running and building a successful CTFO business or any other traditional business for that matter requires from us to invest in personal development, invest in people skills, as we in particular deal with all kinds of personalities. You have heard that, the type A or the yellow or the red or the blue, whatever. So we should read books about this subject. You should also listen to recordings, participate in our weekly trainings, live events, webinars, be active in the group Facebook pages that you are part of, three-way calls. This all is part of engaging in your business, and you have to do that to become successful. You earn while you learn. You don't need to understand every single aspect in our business as you apply the three-way calls and or participate in trainings, and over time you will become a pro. What you must learn fast are the basics and apply the income-producing activities. And you have to do that after your first day in business, the latest, that are explained in very simple terms. You have to prospect, you have to enroll, show your new enrolled members how to place their first order and duplicate. If your new enrolled list doesn't follow you, you know what? So what? Go to the next prospect. That's what the successful leaders do. Guys, I do this now for 30 years and I still learn new stuff. Now, you need to get your priorities straight. We all have heard that before, right? And priorities are certain activities or things in your daily routine that are regarded as more important than others. For example, my health, my family, my job, or my business. Now, if it comes to business, let's first talk briefly about the difference between wants and needs. If you want something really bad, you do everything you can do to get it, right? At least I do that. I'm really stubborn. And if I like something or want to get something, I don't quit until I get it. If we are needy, we oftentimes look for others to help us or even do it for us. In my over 3-decade career, I have heard prospects saying in my conversation with them, you know what, Klaus, I need $1,000 a month, or I need $500 a week. Can I do that in my first month if I join your company? Did you hear that? If I join your company? Well, yes, of course you can, but don't fool yourself. You can, if you are a good recruiter and attract business builders and network professionals into your CTFO business, or you have a big following of potential customers. Guys, you have to ask yourself, are you a good recruiter? You know what? When I started this profession, I wasn't a good recruiter. Do you have a track record in our profession? When I started in this business, I didn't have a good track record in our profession. Now I do, and I had it after a few years. What was your average income over the last 6 months in your last network marketing company? However, I don't believe if someone is a good recruiter and team builder, he or she needs $1,000 when they come to me. No, they are looking and they want something. If so, they would have joined another company already. Now, having said that, if you want to make $500 or you want $1,000 a week or even more, and you are a good recruiter and team builder, yes, you will do it. Now, if you want to work 5 hours today or every day in your business, then for crying out loud, do it. And don't have anyone else invite you at that time to go to the movies instead. That's why we must have a plan and a schedule. I don't know what it is. Just do it. And at that cut out time when you want to build your business, your priority must be your business. Remember, if you treat it like a business, you will be rewarded like a business. Stick to your commitment in CTFO that you have committed to. That's what the leaders do. Ask yourself, why do you want to build a CTFO business? Many people don't really know. They just register because it's free. Now, it's your job, it's our job to find out their commitment level, their why, so you know who you can rely on. And did you hear me saying, depend on? No, I didn't. My saying and attitude is always and always has been, I love you all, but I don't depend on anyone. I love you all and I don't depend on anyone. That is me, an independent leader that cares for his team, guys. And you want to live by that quote as well. Be the pace setter and always be a step ahead of everyone following. After I made my conscious decision to build a team in CTFO here a year and a half ago, I made a physical list of the top 25 business builders I knew. And some of them I know for over 20 years, and those other ones I wanted to closely work with. It is called your prospect list. Your most important asset in team building. I basically had with it a wish list of those that I wanted to build a future with in CTFO. And I contacted all of them first. I didn't have any expectations. Why? Because I was new. 16 of those people from my list registered with me. That was great. 8 bought a CBD product when they came out, and I think after 4 or 5 weeks. And 4 of them duplicated what I started. Now, I continued that process of recruiting and sponsoring for the next 12 months, and the rest is history. My goal was basically to build a team of 3,000 associates in my first year. Guess what? I had it after a few months and qualified for executive vice president in my 4th month. And listen to me, guys, it's not because I am so good. It's because of the quality and positive-minded people that I have attracted and wanted to work together with. It's because of a simple system that I taught and duplicated. I'm sure it had somewhat to do with credibility, as that is important to me. Now, how many years are you willing to focus on your CTFO business? 1 month, 3 months, 1 year, 3 years, 5 years? And regardless of the circumstances, people go to college and drop out after 1 or 2 years. Why do you think that is? They drop out of a relationship much faster or drop out of a job. And guess what? A ton of associates that need an income quickly will also drop out of CTFO. Why? Because they can't generate the $1,000 in their first month or the $500 their first week. And because they have never successfully built a team in the past anyway. Guys, becoming a network marketing professional is a process and takes some time, just like in the real world. But believe me, it's worth it. However, millions of people have a job they don't like, that barely pays their bills. If they just would spend the time learning our profession over time, they would earn a nice residual income that most likely would be much bigger than the income in the job they chose, sometimes decades ago. How many hours do you want to work in your business weekly? Do you know? Or do you just take it as it comes? What are some of your goals? You know, most people never set goals because they can't make themselves accountable. I like to break down the first and most important goal into 3 bite-sized goals right now. So your very, very first goal after you enrolled is place your own qualifying order and enroll 4 motivated people with a qualifying order, preferably in your first 4 weeks. Just 1 per week, guys. Everyone can see themselves doing that. If you enroll more prospects faster, good for you. If you are slower, that's okay too. You don't even need to know any other aspects of the compensation plan yet. Just do it. Now, your second goal should be make sure you finish your first goal before you move on to the third goal. Wow, that was easy. And the third goal should be teach and help 1 motivated associate at a time that you enrolled, what it takes and what you did to get to executive manager. By the way, helping doesn't mean I do it for you or I do it for someone. We have a contest right now, and it will be rewarded at our regional event in Reno. But you can earn up to $500 if you become a first-time 5K executive manager. And we have 85 days left, guys. And you can, if you do it in bite-sized pieces, you can break it down just by creating 20 executive manager positions in your team. That's not too difficult in the next 85 days. Now, if you can apply these 3 simple goals every month over the next 12 months, as I did, and you stay persistent with your activities, you will most likely qualify as an executive vice president. That is very doable. Now just write these 3 goals down and post it where you can always see and read it. If you are a good recruiter, you always can make changes to your goals. But keep in mind, not everyone you enroll is a good recruiter, and you don't have to be. So keep it basic and in reach for the masses. If you have challenges to stay focused and on track with your daily routine, as there are more activities in life than just your CTFO business, and I understand that, grab a weekly calendar. Block out the time when you want to work your business. You know, I like to use colors. I use blue for fun and me time. I use yellow for family time, green for CTFO, and red for the job you don't like and you want to get out of. You know, you want to see that the red is the least part of that calendar. Did you know that most people in network marketing will never take the leap and go full-time? They can't imagine leaving their comfortable full-time job they hate. I believe this has to do with their mindset and having that vision for what we do here in CTFO. I'm not encouraging people that I enroll to quit their job. Heck no. Unless they make for, at least 6 months, double the income in CTFO of what they earn on a monthly basis in their job. However, most people working a full-time job also never sit down and do the math. They never realize that it will take them up to 25 years to double their income if they are lucky in their job. They don't understand that an opportunity like CTFO could cut their time down by 80% or more. Remember, guys, if your why for doing CTFO is not strong enough, then doubt will kick you out. Also, it's important for your success to find a mentor. A mentor you can lock arms with, someone that help lift you up when you are down. I don't mean the one that need help themselves. I mean those people that can inspire you and empower you. This mentor doesn't always need to be the sponsor. Now, here's another success tip. Don't let your CTFO business become the runner-up in life. If you have big plans for it, as too often something else is pushing it in a second place. Do you know when I started to make my calendar, what I blocked out? I blocked out all the upline team calls, corporate calls, and webinars of our team, because I always was on it. You always learn something, and you learn more by listening to it live, because that was intentionally. Don't have somebody else call you up and say, let's go shopping on a Saturday morning. Now, I want to share a quote from Darlene Oaks. Desires dictate our priorities. Priorities shape our choices, and choices determine our actions. I like to say that again because it's very, very powerful. Desires dictate our priorities. Priorities shape our choices, and choices determine our actions. Talking about desires, yes, you must have a burning desire to become successful in CTFO or whatever else it is you want to do. If you want something badly enough, then quitting is simply not an option. You either find a way or you make one. You pay the price, whatever it takes. Now, those with an intense burning desire to achieve their goals are often referred to as being driven. Guys, I'm driven. I admit that. But I love what I'm doing. Here's one way on how to do that. Surround yourself with positive people. Make friends with people who will encourage you or build you up on the path to your goals, and find ways to spend more time with them. Pick their brain. Or if they are local, invite them and have a great strategy session. Although this can be difficult for some of you, you also need to fire the negative people from your life. I once read that you can see your future just by looking at the 6 people with whom you spend the most time with. If you don't like what you see, guess what? Change those people. You do not. You do that because you want to avoid negativity or the influence of negative people. It's not helpful to your success. It can be a close friend or a co-worker or a family member, a spouse or a brother or whatever. Too many people, prospects or associates look for reasons why things may not work out. Instead, you should look for that one reason and make it work for you. That's how I get through tough times. Team members, let it be clear, or let me be clear. In any business, traditional or home-based, there are sometimes issues that are not pleasant, or there are negative news or things happening we don't like. And for that fact, or for that exact reason, in our profession, We must teach our teams that good news will be shared with anyone in CTFO, upline and downline. But negative news will only be shared with corporate or the upline support team. That's just the way it is. Have you heard of the term, a positive attitude is contagious? Ask yourself, is mine worth catching? Here's why you want to attract prospects into your CTFO business with a positive attitude. Because having a positive attitude means the person believes everything happens for the best in the end. And the opposite of that, a person with a negative attitude tends to believe their best days are in the past. You don't need those. We don't need those. A person with a negative attitude also pays attention to other people's shortcomings, and they will pull you in. With our CTFO opportunity, we all have the same requirements and the same conditions when we start to get involved and build our own teams. So why are some associates more successful than others? Here's my take on it, as I have seen it all over the years. CTFO is not really a sales business, even though some business treat it as such. It's okay. We can cater to any kind of model. But our model is geared to or geared for people like a people business or a people franchise, where we teach others to do what we already have done. I believe the better we duplicate a simple system, the more successful we will become. That's why it's important to teach how to lock in an enrollment line and also use what we created for our Team Genesis, the digital toolbox. Get your hands on it if you have not already. However, I also believe if we want to make our efforts in CTFO a long-term success, then it starts with the personal contact, the one-on-one presentation. It's where you can call on prospects, or better, meet prospects in person when you start out your business, or invite them to your home or office. If it's only long distance, yes, of course, the phone or email will do. Now, those personal contacts in turn, if enough associates in your local area are doing it, will feed small group meetings or home parties, which are fun. I like to do them. And if enough are doing those, we then create success Saturdays and regional presentations like the one coming up in November in Reno, Nevada. The results of having local meetings all over the countries are that we will always have an increasing number of attendees at our yearly CTFO conventions, or some call it galas, where we celebrate our success together, meet other leaders, and learn what others do to expand and build their business. It is one thing to grow sales and build a team only on the internet or social media. And it's great and it works. We all know that, for those knowing what they are doing. But not everybody does. I just would not waste my time to learn something I know takes me a long time to learn and to get good at. I rather attract those people who are good at that marketing method. Having said that, you can't beat the excitement and passion for live trainings and events like we had in Connecticut last month, or our Success Saturday training in March in Phoenix. Those live meetings are still very much alive and necessary, and I can't wait to see many of you in Reno in November. Even with all the technology that we have available for our business today, people want to feel being part of something rather than just a consumer. Nothing is better than a live get-together to share personal experience, get trained, hear stories, testimonials, learn from others, or just mingle among fellow friends, like-minded people and associates. Just look locally for generic network events or mixers. They get bigger and bigger, and there is a reason for that. And a live meeting is priceless for a healthy and vibrant growth of any company. As I told you at the beginning, I will put a few things into perspective for your business success today. And perspective is the way that one looks at something. Do you know why we call an 8-to-5 job a rat race? Well, here it is. Most people in our society wake up every Monday morning, eat their breakfast, drive to work through heavy traffic they dread, work hard building someone else's business or dream they don't like, count the days until it's finally Friday again. Guess where TGIF comes from, or hump day? And then they watch TV until they fall to sleep if they are old, or they go out, party, and celebrate. And they do that for just about 40 years every week, or until they retire. And my question for them is all the time, what are they celebrating? Guys, I want everyone listening here today to our training to spend 15 to 30 minutes or so over the weekend and think about what kind of opportunity we have in CTFO. And why did you join us? Then share it with your upline support team, those active VPs or higher that are living this business every day, like me, for example, like Janet, like Joe, like many others. Share it with them. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at will change. A quote from Dr. Wayne W. Dyer. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at will change. Maybe some of us should do this. If we apply these business building tips, we will enjoy success and prosperity. Prosperity is a condition of being successful or thriving, especially the financial well-being. Prosperity begins with a state of mind. Remember, I touched on mindset. The first step in achieving prosperity and wealth is learning to appreciate what you already have, and then you can build on that. Prosperity is a mindset. It is your expectation. Expect to expand your wealth of knowledge, your relationships, your income, and your wisdom. Guys, the strongest single factor in prosperity consciousness is self-esteem. Believing you deserve it, believing you can do it, and believing you will get it. We from Team Genesis believe in you. We wish you a great weekend. God bless you. Have a great day. And we see you again next Wednesday on our Team Genesis webinar with two amazing upcoming leaders in our team. Have a great day. Bye for now.